Hey everyone and welcome. My name is Adam Johnson and you're listening to the Sandbox Audio Experience, the podcast where we try to show you what's outside your box. Today on the podcast I have Michael Hernandez. He's the Director of Visitor Services at Meet Minneapolis. Michael, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Cool. Michael and I go way back. Do you remember the first time we met?
You know, I want to say, years ago when I was actually at Visit St. Paul, so I've actually worked over there as well, and initial plans for the original Sandbox.
The original Sandbox.
Yeah.
We're like, how do we get into this place, and
That's
how do we let people know we exist? Michael was huge with helping us out, so thank you again for being on here with me, man.
Absolutely.
What have you done in the last 7 days with yourself? What have you been up to lately?
A lot of family stuff. Of course, we just got past Easter, so actually ended up spending some time in Duluth. So spent some time with the kids up there and family. Small town in Cloquet as well for actual Sunday Easter. And then
did you eat anything good?
A lot of good food. Probably too much food.
All right, fair enough.
And then this week I was busy at our visitor center in downtown Minneapolis. We actually yesterday had a free bike tune-up event. We undershot that because, of course, there was snow 2 days prior, and not a lot of cyclists are out and about yet. But
welcome to Minnesota.
Exactly. But the friends over at One on One Bike on Washington stopped by, had a free mechanic for 2 hours, and we got a couple of bikes tuned up for free. So that was kind of nice to offer.
Walk me through this again. You do free bike tune-ups.
First Thursdays is an event that we have every month at the visitor center.
Okay.
It's an opportunity for us to engage the local community, not just visitors, but then offer something free to the community, to the residents, to come and see the visitor center. It changes every month. Next month.
Oh, so you have like new different things.
A new event, absolutely. So for April, we thought we were going to be okay with not. There
was not going to be snow,
and it didn't happen that way. So cold, but again, we had a couple of diehard year-round cyclists that stopped by and got their free bikes tuned up by one-on-one bikes.
What's going on next month? Do you know yet?
Next month we are working with Northeast Arts District, NEMA, Northeast Minneapolis Arts District. We're doing a preview to Art-O-Whirl, which is a arts festival in Northeast Minneapolis. So we'll have, we're going to be giving away free mini donuts by a local donut shop.
You had me at the word mini.
Mini donuts. So this would be, if I don't have a calendar here in front of me, but it's the first Thursday in May. And then we're also going to have artists doing demonstrations on site, and weather dependent, again, we're hoping to even have chalk art artists right outside on Nicollet.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this visitor center.
Sure.
What is this?
Yeah.
Because I need more information on what this is.
So, over the last maybe decade, Meet Minneapolis, the tourism office for the city of Minneapolis, has not had a physical downtown visitor center. We've always had one at the convention center, but it was more of a booth. So our CEO wanted a actual storefront area where visitors, a brick and mortar location where visitors could come. So 2 years ago, we ventured into building a visitor center right on 5th and Nicollet. So we're right in front of the Nicollet Mall train station.
Yep.
460 something trains go by every single day.
How's that do for you?
Ding,
Is it good?
Ding, ding, stuck in my head. Now with Nicollet Mall open, we have hundreds of buses going by, so fantastic location. And the store concept is shop, move, find. So the shop portion of it is we have a local retailer, Love from Minnesota, who's actually based here in Roseville, and they have Love from Minneapolis retail store.
Sure.
So we have trinkets,
I've seen that,
information, maps, shirts, things like that you can buy. And then Move Minneapolis is on site as well. So we have all the transit information, visitor passes to get on the train, the buses. And then our services at Meet Minneapolis would be then maps, brochures, what is there to see and do in Minneapolis, Twin Cities, St. Paul, Bloomington, Greater Minnesota. We even offer state maps. So open 7 days a week, and there to help not just visitors, but local residents, commuters.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. So it's for visitors, or it's like everybody, you can just stop in and help answer all your questions?
Obviously, the goal is it's truly a visitor center is what it is. So those getting off the train, arriving for the first time, got their suitcase behind them and they're looking around the tall buildings, their GPS isn't working on their phone and they're trying to get to the Hilton, we can help with that. At the same time, though, if you're a commuter and you're interested in carpooling, MinPass, you're familiar with that?
Yeah.
35W fast lane, HOV lane, if you will. With that, we sell the MinPass passes or transponders as well.
Because I have that extra, I have like a really like stuffed up like coat, and then I just put like my old mittens and stuff, and then put it in the passenger section.
There you go.
Is that legal?
I'm going to go with no, but is this on the record?
Sorry. Okay, so that now I know. Let me write something down.
Yes, 2 or more passengers.
Well, that's what I mean. It said, right?
With a pulse.
Oh. I'm sorry.
So yeah, the store now it's on its second year. Nicollet Mall is now open.
Yeah.
So this year we're hoping for a lot more traffic. Super Bowl came and went.
Was it nuts?
It was the best way that I could explain those 10 days was a state fair right on Nicollet Mall.
Yeah.
Pretty cool experience. Saw amazing foot traffic. For example, on any given month in the winter, we see about 2,000 people for a month. In 10 days, we saw 12,000 people.
Right.
But now Nicollet Mall will have farmers market. So back every Thursday, starting this month.
Awesome.
Farmers market.
Those are huge, and they continue to keep growing all over the state.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Cool.
So a lot of good things this summer, and we're hoping for a lot more traffic into the store.
How did you get involved with the visitor center? How did you end up there?
It's funny. It goes back 16 years. Right out of high school, I went to Washburn High School in South Minneapolis. They had a Academy of Travel and Tourism program there, and learned about what a convention center was, what a convention and visitors.
That's really lucky because that's not in every other high school.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that summer, I stuffed visitor packets. Probably a good 16,000 visitor packets. I know.
God
cool
bless
experience.
You. Yeah, really cool.
And just this morning, I spoke to somebody from Hawaii that wanted a visitor packet on Minneapolis, so I mailed another one. So
circle. It all comes back.
16 years later, it's still loving it.
That's cool. Okay. We've since you're used to helping people in the Twin Cities or out of the Twin Cities, I thought we should try to help some people online that have some questions about Minnesota.
Oh, cool.
So these are from the website called Yahoo Answers. Are you familiar with Yahoo Answers?
No, I'm not, but I'll have to check it out afterwards.
I wasn't very much either. But they have some interesting clients per people that use the services.
Okay.
This question is from King K. Oh, I just did a lot of Ks out there. You have to speak over it. What inventions did Paul Bunyan make?
Interesting.
Well, let me finish the rest of the question. I already know he made the flapjack griddle. What other inventions did Paul Bunyan make? If you could, list them all.
You know, I would have to ask the resources here and ask my friends over in Bemidji, the Bemidji Convention and Visitors Bureau. I bet they would have all those answers.
Well, I'm going to circle. I haven't looked at these very much ahead of time. I'm not too sure he invented the flapjack griddle. That might be up to debate.
Probably is. Although, if you want to visit him, of course, at the Visitor Center in Brainerd, in Bemidji, you have Paul and Babe the Blue Ox right by the Visitor Center there.
Did he make the 10,000 Lakes? That's honest. I'm trying to figure out if he actually made anything.
You know, that's, again, probably up for debate.
Okay, let's write that down. Okay. Are there, this one's from Elizabeth, are there any nude beaches in Minnesota, USA?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
Interesting questions.
These are straight off Yahoo Answers.
We at the Visitor Center, open 7 days a week again, we have a tourism line. And these questions, sadly, don't surprise me.
Have you been asked this question, any nude beaches in Minnesota, USA before?
That's a new one. No, have not had that question yet.
I think there is some. We just have to. This one, I got two more for you. This one's from Fazoom21. Why a rock singer would sing "I'm looking California and feeling Minnesota"?
You're stumping me here. Again, these are a lot harder than the ones I get at the visitor center.
Do you know which song it's from? Otherwise, I can sing it for you.
I don't.
Okay.
I would love if you could,
it's from
sing
Soundgarden.
that
It's like,
for us.
I'm looking California, but I'm feeling Minnesota. Was that good? From Soundgarden.
Yeah.
There's a couple. Maybe this will help. So think about, while you're thinking of your answer, Sandor responded with a question mark, and then Jeffrey responded with, the culture is different in both spots. Cali is very extreme, as Minnesota is family orientated, period, politics, period.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to follow up with that one. Of course, if you look at a lot of the Prince photos, there's one that he always had Minneapolis on his sleeve.
That's
I don't know
right.
if you've seen that photo.
Respect.
And he always would say that he likes Hollywood, but he likes Minneapolis that much better. So,
Me too.
is that a good answer?
It's better. I'm not sure what the last sentence / not a sentence where it just is the word politics means, but I'll make note of that. And then the last one, this one's from BDancer22. Do you have to pay all credit card bills when you die?
You probably don't. How about you leave that to your family to take care of? Is that a good answer?
I don't know if it's a he or she. We'll say she. I'm gonna max out all my credit when I'm about to die.
Let's hope they come to Minnesota and spend some.
There were no
money.
Answers on Yahoo Answers for that one. They let that one die. I'm gonna say that it goes to your estate. If we want to give a real answer.
Sure.
But now I'm kind of looking at it. I'm like, maybe BDancer22 is onto something. We're all living life the wrong way. Maybe we should be doing that. All right, so that's done.
There we go. On to the next subject.
I've got some Minnesota trivia. These are some other real questions with real answers.
All right.
We'll see how much you know about Minneapolis or the state of Minnesota. A Minneapolis City Council candidate was indicted for grand jury for serving what to a group of elderly voters?
How about alcohol?
I'm sure that occurred, but that is incorrect. The answer was Twinkies, and it's known as the Twinkie. Rick Offstage is just laughing his butt off. Yes. It's actually a city ordinance in Minneapolis, and they made an entire rule for that.
Wow.
So now you know.
Okay.
All right, we're 0 for 1. After the scandal, it was a Fair Campaign Act was enacted. It's now called the Twinkie Law.
Wow. All right.
Now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
Maybe we can sell Twinkies at the visitor center and honor this new
That's right. Respect.
new law.
This one you'll get. This unique feature spans 69 blocks in length. It is the longest continuous system in the world of its kind.
Yeah, that'd be the 9 miles worth of Skyway in downtown Minneapolis.
Whoop, whoop. You know what we need, Irick,
Now
when
you're
we
speaking
do.
my language.
That's right. When we do trivia, we need like that. Womp, womp, womp. Can we add that in?
There you go.
Can you get that ready while it's on?
I think I have a button for it.
Okay, so we're doing well. Keep it up, Michael.
1 for 1.
Minneapolis has the highest number of these swingers per capita in the nation. These swingers per capita.
Are we going to go with golf?
Golfers.
Golfers.
Correct. You're doing well.
Yes.
The nation's first type of this car was built in Minneapolis. The nation's first type of this car.
Interesting. A type of car.
Not a brand,
Just the type.
like a type.
I want to say convertible, but probably a long shot.
I'm going to disagree with
Especially
that.
with the weather outside.
Armored vehicles.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Thank you.
Hey,
We got to
there
get
you
one.
go.
We got to get that off. Wah, wah. Last question. The Minneapolis Public Library was the first library in America to separate this type of book from the others. Is this a scandalous answer?
How about fictional versus non-fictional?
We're very organized in Minnesota. The answer is children's books.
Oh, wow.
We were the first library to make...
There you go.
I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry, listeners. Oh, gosh. Are you doing okay so far?
I'm doing good.
I told you this is going to go fast.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some more serious stuff since that did really well. What are some cool updates in the city? Give me
Sure.
what's the coolest new update in the city?
Yeah, well, a lot of people had their eyes and ears on Super Bowl, but of course that's come and gone, and
Yeah.
there's a lot more things still happening here in the city. Quickly here, I'll mention one neat thing that I like to tell a lot of visitors or even locals about Minneapolis that they may not know.
Yeah.
Meet Minneapolis is also tasked with not necessarily operating, but managing our 12 sister cities that we have around the world. A lot of people don't know that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So back in 1965, Dwight Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, started sister city relationships around the world.
Okay.
And actually, St. Paul, Minnesota, started the very first one. And here in Minneapolis, now we have 12 sister cities. And Minneapolis has a Sister Cities Day, which is this year going to be July 22nd.
Okay.
We have an ice cream social event over at Nicollet Island Pavilion.
Is it free?
1 to 5, free to everyone, free ice cream. How
Respect.
about that? And over the 5 hours, there's presentations, there's demonstrations from the various 12 sister cities around the world.
So does that mean that we're part of 13 siblings?
In a way. If you add St. Paul, is that where you're getting your 13?
Well, I was kinda
or
thinking.
ourselves?
Yes. So do we treat all sisters equally?
We do. Whether the oldest or the youngest.
Are we going to add more sister cities, or are we like, we've had enough of cities?
I think the council members, the mayors, will say yes, 12 is enough. And of course, if another city makes sense, it will be added. For example, the last one, Minneapolis has the most immigrants or refugees from Somalia.
Right.
So we have the very first sister city with Somalia, a city named Bosaso, Somalia. That was 2 years ago.
Excellent. I'm from a town called Lewiston, Minnesota. It's a population of 1,200. They don't have a sister city yet. So if if you're just in your meetings, bring it up.
Yeah.
See what they say.
There you go. You can, as long as typically a lot of these sister cities are volunteer run. So if you have an interest,
I'm really
sister
busy,
city
but
relationship with
I could
someone
talk to
else.
somebody in Lewiston do it. They have a stop. No, we don't. We have a stoplight.
There you go.
We also have a subway, kinda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Open 7 days a week.
Well, the subway is split. It's a subspace way. So they make sub sandwiches there, though,
There you go.
and a quick
There
trip.
you go.
Anyway, so now you know about Lewiston. Where were we going with this?
We were talking about what's new in the city, what's going on.
We got an ice cream social. It's free.
We got an ice cream social.
What's something else?
Otherwise, Minneapolis is rich in its neighborhoods. So there's a lot of cool things that I want to point out. We could obviously talk for hours here, but just some highlights that I think are pretty unique to Minneapolis.
Yeah, shoot me.
So
Shoot
for
'em.
example, over on the north side, the Weber Park pool. There's a natural pool over there. This is part of the Park and Rec area.
I
But
don't know
what's-
anything about this. This is interesting.
What's neat is that Weber Park is the very first natural pool in North America. So what happens is instead of having a pool filled with chlorine and filtrated automatically, now what you have is a small pond next to that. And without getting too scientific, because I can't speak that language, using plants, using whatever it might be in the pond, it actually naturally filtrates
Aquafies it or whatever.
the water
Yeah,
for the
filter it.
pool. So that's pretty neat to say we have the only natural pool in North America.
I'm assuming it's closed right now.
It is. It might be even frozen if you want to go check it out. Over in Northeast Minneapolis, of course, you've got some great restaurants over there. Many people know about Betty Danger's
Yep.
Country Club with the Ferris wheel, and you can get some beautiful views of downtown Minneapolis. Another neat place to mention is Foci. It's FOCI. This is an art class location that lets you actually handle blown glass on your own. Pretty cool.
My mother-in-law did that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So typically after the class, you can even bring back a little paperweight or something like that. So kind of.
And that's new. That hasn't been around forever. That's
just a couple years.
Yep.
Just a couple years. Of course, over in the Stadium Village area, you starting here in May for Mother's Day, we're going to start off with the boat rides on the Mississippi River.
Okay.
So of course, that's both here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. You could do that. Downtown Minneapolis, of course, probably big areas to highlight is the North Loop over on Washington Avenue. Some great retail, some new restaurants over there. Over in the what's known as East Town, so this is over by the U.S. Bank Stadium station and the U.S. Bank Stadium itself. You got a lot of great restaurants over there as well that kind of cater to the football fans or events that are going on at U.S. Bank Stadium. Can't forget about Eat Street over in South Minneapolis. You're familiar with that one?
Mm-mm.
This is between Franklin Avenue and Lake Street in South Minneapolis.
Okay.
You have roughly about a half dozen city blocks with 30, 40 different type of cuisines. From everything from a small sit-down restaurant that is 6, 7 tables to larger restaurants with white table linens and
Sure.
full
So
fancy.
like different thing for pricing. I used to run the Lake Street Target store.
Oh, sure.
Respect.
Right on Minnehaha.
I've said respect 40 times today this episode.
There
They
you
used
go.
to have the restaurant. It was called the Poodle. You had to ask for the Royale, and it was a £1.50 burger that had 2 sunny side up eggs on top of it, and then it just came on its own plate, and it was this big.
Interesting.
It was $11.
There you go. There you go.
Keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt.
A lot of visitors, especially on Mondays, come into the store thinking, well, most museums are closed on Mondays, unfortunately, here in the Twin Cities.
Why?
They need a day off, like all the rest of us.
Oh, because they're on the week. Yeah.
So they need a day off. So Monday is a good one to highlight over at Diamond Lake Road and 35W.
I know exactly.
South
where it is,
Minneapolis. You have the Russian Museum of Art there. Great museum, open 7 days a week. So that's one to check out, of course. New also this year. You ever been to Lakewood Cemetery over by Lake Calhoun? You should.
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that. Yes. No, I haven't. Yes.
Great, tours of the cemetery that they do, but then they're the chapel.
You didn't ask me
that's
what
there.
time I was there at the cemetery
What
or what I
time
was
were you
doing.
there? Before hours or after hours? They have a great concert series that they're trying out this year.
I'm sorry. What's
A
happening?
concert series
In a
inside-
graveyard?
That's right. Actually, if you look up the local news, the tagline of this is concert series will hopefully attract the living or something along the lines.
What is this again? And give me more details.
Lakewood Cemetery, South Minneapolis, concert series inside of their chapel within the cemetery.
Killing the concert scene.
Killing it.
Check it out. Downtown, there you go. Great segue into that.
This is great, man. Okay, tell me some more stuff.
Downtown Minneapolis, a lot of people are missing Macy's. Everybody's going to say, well, what happened to Macy's, the building there? So that's long and gone. Now the building itself is the Dayton's building because, of course, prior to Macy's, it was the Dayton store. So now the Dayton's project is on schedule to open probably summer of next year, of 2019. But unlike, or I guess similar to many other department stores in the metro area, instead of having one giant department store in a building, now they're going to have retail, mixed use, restaurants.
Yeah, it has to be multi. We talk about it every podcast.
Yeah. So that is on track to open on Nicollet Mall, 7th and Nicollet, probably summer of 2019. So definitely will.
If they have any free space, let me know. We'll put an Extreme Sandbox Mini there.
There you go. Yeah. And then rounding out in sports, Alliance Field over in St. Paul. So you've got the home of the Minnesota United. So that is on track as well to open spring of 2019. And with that, then would bring all major sports to
we have everything.
The Twin Cities.
My wife went to the Minnesota United and said it was a blast. That was like if she wants to go to a sporting event, that's the one she wants to go to because everybody you just cheer. Have you ever been to one yet or not yet?
I haven't.
Yeah, so you have to wear a scarf That's a thing.
Yeah.
And you have like certain times during the match that you have to scream and cheer. Like she said it's more fun than like a Saints game.
Oh, wow.
Note to self.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, check it out. Right now, I believe they're at TCF Bank,
Yep.
if I'm not mistaken. Another good one to point out for listeners is this summer, the Bell Museum will be opening. So the Bell Museum normally was...
I heard it's a real dinger.
Can we get that audio, please? That noise. Go ahead. So your Bell Museum will open summer this year, and they will feature a planetarium again. So, of course, maybe for the young at heart, like yourself, or kids.
Yep.
But check that out. That's going to open over in the Falcon Heights, Roseville.
Yeah, Carrie briefly mentioned it. She said
Did she?
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so something to keep an eye on. And then, just a lot of things in Twin Cities. So definitely keep an eye on, both Minneapolis and St. Paul information that we're giving out, because there's a lot of things that are happening, even conventions, other sports that are happening in the area.
Cool. That was very good, my man. So you give me a ton of information, and I'm going to put you back on the spot again. What's a hidden gem, maybe food related, that you think people should know more about?
Sure. A lot of people, when they come into the visitor center, they'll say, do you have a Little Italy? Do you have a Chinatown, for example? And if you know,
that's funny.
We don't have that.
No, we don't.
So my two places, I already talked about one of them, but it's Eat Street. So if somebody wants a cuisine, East African, Somali, German, whatever, maybe Mexican, Eat Street is the place to be, Nicollet Avenue, South Minneapolis. Otherwise, on Lake Street in Chicago, you have the Midtown Global Market.
Yes.
Ever been there?
Yep. Many times.
Old Sears building, and there you have sort of like a marketplace almost of Swedish, Norwegian, Mexican.
It's all over. Yeah,
it's all there. And sometimes you have like a little court area in the center, and maybe they'll be playing soccer games or salsa dancing in the middle of the space there. So not only is it food or retail, but even interactive experiences that are happening there.
Cool. Mine would be Brasa.
There you go.
But people know about it, but it's awesome. It's by 4th Street-ish. Yep.
Yeah,
I love that place.
Yeah, great restaurant.
Cool, my man. All right, well, let's wrap up. How do people, or what would be helpful or beneficial for you? Like, what are you guys looking for, or what are some ways that people can find more about the Visit Center, or just Meet Minneapolis in general?
So I would say if you're interested in traveling to Minneapolis specifically, Minneapolis.org is our website. Find a lot of great information there, information about our visitor center. So maybe first try our website, call our visitor center if you have questions. We still send out those visitor packets that I talked to you about.
Michael hand pack them himself.
Exactly. I'll even hand write it for you. So it's personalized. Reach out to us. I believe Carrie Ford was on at the podcast as well.
That's right. She was our first podcast person ever.
There you go. So within the Twin Cities, there's other great entities, Roseville, St. Paul, of course. We all work collaboratively to promote the area.
Yes.
But definitely check out Minneapolis.org. Otherwise, when you're in town and you're here in Minneapolis, please check out our visitor center, 7 days a week, 5th and Nicollet. And happy to help you there and guide you.
You're on social media and stuff too.
Absolutely.
I guess, Facebook page.
Yep. For social media, our hashtag is Ask MPLS, and we have literally a virtual concierge that answers questions as much as we can, almost 24 hours.
As soon as we get done with this, I'm going to go ask it some questions and test it.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, Twitter, Facebook, hashtag Ask MPLS.
Well, that's outstanding, my man. If you have, if you're a local business, or I think you use the term entity, but if you're just a group event, is that would we reach out to you to like get that event posted or something, or out, or how does that work?
Yes, we have a events calendar on Minneapolis.org. So whether you're a longstanding partner with us or a new race event, even in the Twin Cities, it doesn't have to be in Minneapolis proper. give us a call. Call the visitor center. info@minneapolis.org is just our general email address.
Sweet.
Get us the information, and we'll make sure to get that posted on there.
Outstanding. Michael, this was a blast, my man. You have a good time?
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Oop, Ira.
Bucket list.
Last question. What's on your bucket list, or what's something you haven't done yet?
I've been blessed with being able to travel.
Well,
quite a
obviously
bit.
this was on your bucket list.
Absolutely, yes. Check.
I wanted to sit down with Adam and just hang out.
Be in a podcast. I've never done that. So you know what?
Check it
Check.
out. Hit the horn.
Yes.
Check another one off.
Check that one done. I would have to say travel. Love traveling.
Where would you,
And,
if you haven't yet, or where would you go?
I want to go Japan. It's one that I haven't been able to go to in high school other than the travel and tourism program. Actually had an opportunity to learn Japanese. Sadly, I forgot it all. 4 years of high school Japanese, and all I could say is Hajime mashite, boku no namae wa Michael des.
Which means, hi, my name is Michael.
Exactly. But forgot everything else. So, and I almost had a chance to go to Japan, so I would love to do that. That's on my bucket list.
I thought for sure you were going to say I'm going to go to Lewiston, Minnesota.
Well, you sold it really well with that.
It's got a stoplight, Michael. Well, again, Michael, thank you so much for coming and visiting us. Again, Michael's with the Visitor Center with Minneapolis.org. Please check them out online. Again, my name is Adam Johnson. I'm with the Sandbox Audio Experience. Thank you again for tuning in. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe to us on our Facebooks and YouTubes out there on the interwebs. We've got an amazing YouTube channel. We put out 2 videos per week, and you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Also, check us out on Facebook if you haven't, Extreme Sandbox. We post a lot of different content. And then if you haven't, check out our website. We've got a bunch of stuff on our website and special deals and offers in case you want to come check this out yourself. Thanks again, Michael. It was a blast. You are welcome back here anytime.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Tune in. Tune out. That's like the meme. Like we just...